We have a $29 donation from Floofy that says, thanks for all you do. We have a $25 donation from Moxie Kaji 79 that says, first of a few donations that I and my wife will be donating this year. We love SGDQ. Please keep up the amazing work you do. We have a $25 donation from Metanok that says, greetings to GDQ. First donation of this week, but hopefully not the last. Thanks for hosting this event every year and for such a noble cause. I'm starting to see that train. We have a $5 donation from NotSoul337 that says, $5 train, hoip. We have a $5 train from Serial Warrior that says, choo-choo. And a $5 donation from Anonymous that says, $5 donation train coming through. Choo-choo. We have a $25 donation from Anonymous that says, dying for that gorgeous Knights poster. One of my favorite games of all time and the first game I ever purchased for myself with my own money as a child. All those prizes that Shout showed were amazing. We have a $25 donation from Corduroy that just says, good morning, SGDQ. We have a $100 donation from Melon Speedruns that says, I'm a bit late, but woohoo! I couldn't attend this year, but you guys have all my support. I can't wait to see all the runs planned. Have fun. You are not late. You are right on time. We have a $10 donation from Elo that says, sad I missed yesterday, but I still have a whole week of SGDQ. Let's get that total higher. And speaking of higher, we just hit $150,000 raised for Doctors Without Borders. Thank you so much. We have a $20 donation from Arrow Coconut that says, good evening from Australia. I'm home from work and ready for some SGDQ. Good luck to all the runners and huge thanks to all the staff and crew who make this event possible. And we have a $100 donation from Rothorse Kid that says, longtime viewer traveling this year while trying to keep up with SGDQ. Thanks for the awesome event and all the good you and MSF do. We have a $25 donation from Edward that says, this will be my last donation for the night. Let's beat records, break games, make things never happened before happen, and reach all bonus games. That's a good call out there because we do have a bonus game going on right now. We have raised $15,000 out of $90,000 for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. You're going to want to see that game, and that only happens if we can raise the $90,000 for Doctors Without Borders. So remember, after you put in your donation total on the donate page, select an incentive or select multiple incentives to make GDQ last longer. We have a $5 donation from Queen Moja that says, first time donating, been watching for years. I can't get over how cute the dinosaur plushie is. I love watching GDQ in any chance I get, and I'm happy to finally donate. Thank you so much. Remember, all donation amounts matter, whether it's $5 or $500. You're going to hear me read varying amounts of donation totals here, but every little bit counts. And I know Doctors Without Borders is extremely thankful for your support. All right, I have gotten the signal. It is time for some cinematic, beautiful gameplay. The Pathless. MaeTheDKC, show us how it's done.
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be playing The Pathless. This is an amazing game by Giant Squid, who also developed Abzu. It's an open world game. It has some great music by Austin Wintory. And let's just go ahead and get into it. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Ominous beginning.
A dark curse shrouds the world.
More ominous.
Yep.
I don't know if we should play this game. This seems pretty dangerous.
Pretty scary.
Last Hunter. Gosh, the music sounds so good in these headphones. I just don't want to say anything.
Yeah. So at the beginning of this run, we just we come up to this. This is basically like a starter island that shows you all the basic mechanics of the game before you move on to the main area. Let's get going.
Woo! Just me? Okay. Yeah, so this is like the tutorial phase, right?
Yep.
What can we do so far?
We can now jump.
Yay! Jumping's good.
And then this right here is the core of the movement in this game. They're called talismans. And what you do is you shoot them with your bow to go fast. And all the movement in the game is built around these targets. It's a super fun, super flowing movement gameplay that's super... You're never bored going from place to place in this game.
Yeah, that's really what, you're not just running, you're always looking at what target to hit and changing your perspectives to hit targets that are kind of out of the way just to keep that slide motion going. And...
So this right here is the mother eagle. She was the one who created everything that we are at today. And she had 4 children called the tall ones, and we'll get to see those later.
I always forget what you call that thing that just got absorbed into the hunter's chest.
Those things are called light stones.
Light stones.
Okay. And we're gonna do a neat little trick here. If you hop at a certain point there, you can skip a slow down and like a slow walk up to the tomb. It just saves a little bit of time. And this right here is called the Spirit Mask. In normal gameplay, you would use it to find your way around. It shows you where you've been. It shows you points of interest. But in the run, we only use it a couple of times.
Right, because it slows down your motion when you have it on, correct?
Yeah, you can't sprint while you're using it.
Right.
But there's no penalty when you're gliding.
It's a real neat mechanic because, I mean, the game's called the Pathless, and sometimes you see paths, but it's not like a direct, clear route from A to B wherever you're going. And so instead they give you that visor, but they made a choice not to have an overworld map, which I think is part of what makes the game cool. It fits the theme.
Unless you speedrun the game like me, then you do the exact same thing every time.
Yeah. It's a very clear path.
So this is what we do with the light stones in the game. We take them to these towers and we fill them. And what that does is it cleanses the curse from the tower. And on each level of the game, there are 3 of these. And before you move on, you have to clear all 3.
Oh, that was great. So one thing Mae's doing, you notice some of these talismans waiting till like that glowing line goes all the way around and you'll get a sure target, but you can also do like the half target, which is called a skill shot. And the arrow shoots straighter, which means it shoots faster. And sometimes that's really, really helpful. But it's also really hard to time if you're a noob like me who's only done the 12-hour challenge and done the run in about, I don't know, 40 minutes slower than your best time right now.
Oops.
No, there was a talisman down there. That was awesome.
I didn't either.
You was just auto-targeting it?
No.
We're inventing tech as we go.
That might be faster, actually.
I think it was. That was brilliant. I'm still really bad at just that simple little step.
I think I accidentally went faster.
PB pace!
So this is number 2.
Yes, this game is so beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful art style. Giant squid nails it once again.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time during this run to talk about Giant Squid and the dev Matt Nava and his, did I say his name right?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay, and his collaborations with Austrian Wintry. It's a killer combo. You've got Journey and Abzu before this. I also speedrun Journey, so I love that game to death.
And this is the last tower.
So what's your interpretation of what lighting those towers does to that giant bird?
I think it's some kind of like imprisonment in a way. Or
Like the quarantine?
yeah, kind of like a spiritual curse quarantine.
No curse quarantine. That's how I always think of it now. Yeah, it's like isolating the curse within the
Yeah.
body of the giant bird.
And what we can do now that we've cleared the towers, is we can cleanse the curse out of her using our own power.
Just a detox.
Yeah, true.
If we could ever find a way for that giant bird to just carry us to the end of the game, I think that would be a new category. Very Lord of the Rings, right? Just get the eagle to fly you there.
And here she is again. You'd think all is well, but
Oh, what's this?
this man is the God Slayer. He's the big bad of this game. He's responsible for everything bad.
Is this an actual language or that they're speaking, or is it?
I'm pretty sure Giant Squid made up the language.
That's pretty cool. And we died. Oh, restart.
Yeah.
All right, now during this first intense scene, I have to say that there's also an intense debate between you and me. I think the Godslayer sounds like Jabba the Hutt.
I don't think the Godslayer sounds like Darth Vader, but he reminds me of
He
Darth
reminds you of Darth Vader, but I say he sounds like Jabba the Hutt. So I mean, it's a sad thing that we could be friends if it weren't for this irreconcilable difference between us.
Yeah. And we're gonna get a bit more exposition here.
And this lady gives me Gladriel vibes. Like the beginning of Lord of the Rings. I feel it in the water. So this is showing us like the other bosses we're going to have to defeat before we can face the Godslayer?
Yes, and these bosses are all the children of the eagle.
So we're defeating them by rescuing them, unlike Shadow of the Colossus.
It's more like a rescue mission than
Yes.
a kill them mission.
Uh-huh. Which is a nice change of pace for me.
And this part is one of my favorite parts of the game.
I think everyone can agree with this.
And this is our new friend.
Everybody names this bird something different. Sable Dragonwood calls her Pickles, I believe.
Yep. And what do you do when you see an animal in a video game?
Yes. I think we all know after Ruby's run yesterday.
We're gonna pet that bird.
Give it tummy rubs. Get all the ash off. You missed a spot at the top left. Yeah, there you I'm not good at like time optimal bird petting because I just enjoy it so much. I just want to stay around the belly.
And this bird is going to be our companion for the rest of the game.
Right, so Sable calls him Pickles. What name did you?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. It's appropriate. Good pumpkin color.
Look at her hopping.
Yeah. She's just excited to be here.
So now here we start to get into a section of puzzles that shows you all the different types of puzzles that you will find in the game.
And why were you just floating in air there so nonchalantly?
Oh, if you jump at a certain point, you'll float in the air for that little cutscene, and you save like a half a second.
Visually, it's worth it either way, I think.
Yep, just simply floating.
Yeah. And the puzzles here, this is by far my favorite aspect of the game.
The puzzles are super fun.
Yeah.
And so you use your bow to solve puzzles, these weights, you shoot torches, and there's just so many to find in the game.
I think for some people who haven't played this game, you're going to be surprised at some of the stuff the bird does and what we do with the bird to help us through the game.
Yep. This bird is really strong and can carry like a giant metal weight.
Yeah, it's hard for me not to associate the bird with Fox from Harry Potter, Dumbledore's Phoenix.
And there's something really cool the bird can do, but you'll get to see that in a second.
No spoilers. Hop, hop, hop. It's so cute.
So Pumpkin here is scared of these little cursed monuments, and she won't help you until you clear it yourself.
It's PTSD, really, from
Everything that happened.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Wow. Now you need to use the visor, right, to get through those, like...
Right.
There's, like, walls that aren't really walls. They're just illusions, but you can't get through them unless you have the visor on.
Then here, if you let go of the mouse and just walk back, you can pick this up through the wall. So let's do that.
Oh, let go of the camera. I was wondering how you did that trick, because that's so cool. Normally you have to go all the way back around, but you just kind of cheated. The bird was able to see it and fly through.
And this right here is a 3D model of the entire game world. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yep. We're walking right past.
It's a speed run, guys. Come on, you can't ask that of us. Is this our first corpse we come across?
No.
We already passed some. Wow, some of the hunters really stink at this game.
So here's the next cool thing. You can glide with the eagle.
Whee.
So the eagle is also strong enough to fly and carry you. Just very capable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can make it all the way up there. I have yet to do that in a run. At some points, I just apologize already. You'll just hear me fanboying at how good Mae is at this game as someone who's just now starting to run it, and there are things that Mae will do that I won't even have thought of or thought possible. Even though I've studied your run to learn it myself.
And there we go, we've done it. And now we head to the mainland.
Just listen to the music here.
Head right this way.
Oh, that's nice. You basically skipped a whole bridge, having to climb up and go through that bridge there on the left. Just made it right to the next section. Oh, and now things get real fun with Pumpkin.
Yeah. Now we can do something called flapping. So lots of super cool flying you can do with the eagle in this game. That, along with the targets, is how you get around.
And different ways of combining them in different areas to do the best motion to navigate the terrain, which I still don't understand the nuances of it, and it'll just look super smooth as Mae goes through here like a pro.
Now we have entered the forest plateau. This is the first level of the game. Each level in this game is like a huge plateau that has all sorts of points of interest, puzzles, lore, tons and tons of things that you can find everywhere. If you think you found everything, you haven't.
That's true. I've platinumed it, and I'm still like spending hours just wandering around and finding new stuff.
Looks like Cernos decided not to show up yet.
Wow, I don't think I'd seen that up at this point. We're kind of waiting for a cutscene to happen where the Godslayer introduces us to the first boss, and we get to see how angy they are.
He'll come later.
Okay. Does it make much time difference when that boss shows up?
No, not really.
Then those skill shots are important as you're flying, right? Because once you pull the bow out, you start to lose altitude because you're no longer holding the bird.
Yeah. So the skill shots, they slow you down a bit. The arrow gets to the target faster and lets you glide further.
Right, and you don't sink as far because you're not holding the bow as long.
Yeah.
Another light stone. I will remember the name of them now.
You didn't say the line.
Well, there's so much to talk about. Okay.
Next time.
Okay, next time. Next time we get to it. I just have to say that every time the hunter jumps on one of those cords, it's got this little ring on it and then this white string. And I just cannot get out of my mind Woody from Toy Story, like anytime his voice cord is being pulled. So I've written down every quote from Toy Story where Woody's cord is pulled, and we're going to read some of those whenever you go up those cords for my own amusement.
Yep.
What? Oh, okay,
Now
here comes the cutscene. I can save that question for later.
So this is what was supposed to happen earlier. The Godslayer will send the former gods after you to try and hunt you down and unalive you.
All right, and that... What's the name of the one in this area?
This one is named Cernos.
Cernos. And Cernos is going to be this giant angry cloud that we're going to be avoiding the best we can in whatever way we have to. Wow, right in front of you, right here.
Yep, I'm gonna have to do the menu.
All right, so if you end up inside the cloud, you have to do like a stealth mission where you get separated from Pumpkin. Pumpkin's just lying in the field crying, and Cernos is walking around with like a spotlight looking for you, and so you have to stealthily make your way back to the bird. Takes a super long time. It's really cool and interesting, you know, in a casual playthrough, but it takes so long. No matter how many times you see that cloud, it's definitely better to just menu out of it.
Yeah, if you menu out, the cloud will disappear and move somewhere else. So it lets you keep going without having to go in the cloud.
All right, you ready for this? You're my favorite deputy. It works. It just works.
He's got like his whole notebook there and everything.
I do. I'm ready. Sadly, there's only 8 of them, but we'll get through them all definitely.
Came prepared.
Mm-hmm. Got to bring my best when you're bringing your best as one of the best runners in this game, and held the world record for like over a year.
Yep.
It was only just like super recently taken by Polecats, who's been finding some new tech for us that we'll do today too. For us, I've done one run, and I'm speaking like I'm a well-established part of the community.
Looks like Cernos is gonna.
Cernos,
be my
come
way
on!
again.
On some plateaus, there are like more notorious for getting in the way. In this one, what would you say? Is this usually one of the worst ones, or are you having bad luck so far? It's definitely RNG how many times you have to menu out, and of course that loses you time.
I'm having bad luck. It's just bad luck.
Ooh. Come on, Cernos, this is SGDQ.
Yeah.
All right, now we're seeing our first torch puzzle, which is different from the weight puzzles. It's just about lighting all the torches. And we're not even going to wait for the light stone. It's just going to have to catch up to us.
Yep.
Did we get it?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Oh, you can see at the bottom. I just didn't see the animation in there.
You have time for a quick donation?
Yes, we do.
All right, we have a $25 donation from D Player that says, my favorite time of the year, looking forward to this amazing Pathless run. And what I want to actually challenge Twitch chat for is everybody names the bird differently. Why don't you donate and tell us what you would name the bird in your playthrough?
I love it.
That sounds like a great idea.
I love it. Reach for the sky. I hope this doesn't get old. Wow.
Look at the eagle just hanging out, just sitting next to us. I love her.
So we only need 1 light stone for each of these towers, but the next 2 sections will need 2 light stones, so we'll be doing more puzzles and stuff to get them.
Yep. After this point, each of the towers will require 2. And now what we've done by filling all these towers is we have exposed Cernos and made him vulnerable to us. So it's kind of like the tables are turning moment here where Cernos was hunting us and now we are hunting Cernos.
The hunted becomes the hunter, which...
And this is one of the coolest sections in the game easily,
Yeah.
with amazing music.
Yeah, there's so much time to talk about the game. I like being silent when we've got these cool, intense moments with beautiful music.
Yeah.
Why am I still talking? Be quiet, Sancho. Think I could learn this for ukulele? All right, so this is a chase section, and we're doing our best to keep up while avoiding the flames and other stuff that the tall ones will toss at us. There is some rubber banding, so you don't have to necessarily be perfect to do this pretty fast. But if you miss one of the talismans, if you get slowed down, it can hurt a little bit. So we're weakening Cernos by hitting these soft spots on his body. There's 3 on each side. It just depends on how many legs they have, basically, right? How many of these weaknesses they have. So the easiest way is to do all on one side. Then there's then the boss will take off a little more and start doing some more defensive measures, shooting stuff at you or doing something to, yep, there they come. And you gotta catch back up while avoiding these and make it to the other side. You lose time here, but it isn't life or death because in this run, much like Journey and Abzu, you can't actually die. But it doesn't take away from the intensity, I think, especially with music like this by Austin Wintory, which is so good.
And that's going to be it.
Pew! Get him, Pumpkin. That's phase 1.
Yep.
Which means you'll have to applaud even louder when we do phase 2 and 3.
So each of these bosses is this chase sequence, and then they each have their own unique boss fight.
The brass here.
Every single time you hear brass in this game, something bad's happening.
So few colors in this color palette, and yet it's just so cool. Are you gonna try the new?
No,
No, okay.
not this time.
Fair enough. Doing great, by the way, so far. I believe you're 70 minutes ahead of me at this point. Still not done. That was phase 2. Let me hear louder claps for finishing phase 2. Oh, you're setting the bar pretty high now, guys. All right, so there you are triggering, you're manipulating the AI a bit so that he does a swipe attack. And that's faster than many of the other types of things it can do in this situation.
Many different other attacks he could do.
Yeah.
But if you get up close, it's much faster.
All right, now it's really going. We're about to finish this fight for real.
And that's it.
Oh, I love this animation. Similar theme to Abzu here. There's like this cleansing of the land that takes place as you go through and purify these areas.
And this is Cernos in his true form.
Oh, it's Harry's Patronus. What's that for?
This arrow, he gives it to us, and, well, we'll see what happens.
So that's 1 down, presumably 2 to go. Although there's plenty of hints, along with them showing you 4 at the beginning, that we've actually got another one after these 3.
And now Cernos is just going to go off and do his own thing.
Be free. Enjoy your life.
Now would be a good time for some donations.
Absolutely. We've got some people donating for what they would name their bird, because everybody names their bird something different in this game. We have a $75 donation from Sass saying, loving the Pathless run so far. Sanchopanda and MaeTheDKC are delightful, and this game is a masterpiece. Thanks for a gentle start for a Monday. Donating to name our beautiful bird, Tibbles. And we have a $5 donation from Flexi5 saying, my bird name, I shall call him Chicken Wing. Somebody's ready for lunch on that.
Oh gosh, my daughter would love that one.
I think someone's hungry.
Going on to some other donations, we have a $50 donation from Spargle Brothers saying, thank you very much for these days full of great entertainment and amazing speed runs. Looking forward to the Pathless speed run because what an amazing game. Greetings from Germany. And we have a $50 donation from Michael saying, I loved the movement in the Pathless casually, so I'm looking forward to seeing someone good at the game never touch the ground.
Oops.
Oh, sorry about that.
We have not yet figured out that route.
You're getting close, though.
Yeah.
I feel it coming. We have a $25 donation from Rin saying, won't be able to watch the whole run, but I'd like to thank you for showing off such a beautiful game. Remember, the VODs exist, so you can watch the rest later. And we do have a $50 donation from Calvary, and I don't know if this is possible, but they say, pet the burb. Do we pet the bird again, or was that the only time we could pet?
In the run, usually, that's the only time that we pet the bird. But we'll see.
Maybe if y'all are good, Twitch chat.
Yeah, there are other times in the game where you are scripted to pet the bird, but it's faster to menu out, sadly.
Yeah. The beginning is the only time where petting the bird is the only thing you can do. We're gonna start the first puzzle of this, and it didn't work.
Oh.
It's okay.
You're trying to be really quick with the visor to do it quickly.
It's all right.
No shame in going for gold. I always wonder why Pickles can't just make it through that little hole in the window instead. Oh, is that faster?
Yes, it is.
When did we learn that?
I found it during a casual playthrough.
Oh, you minx. So normally you're supposed to turn around, hit this target, and it creates an updraft to help you fly out through the top of that building. How much time do you think that saved?
A few seconds.
That's cool.
He's in the he's in the worst possible spot.
Of course. I mean, I think they realize it's SGDQ, so they're trying to get as much screen time as possible.
Yep.
Oh, loud, he coming. Now, as you menu out, I think it's worth noting that on PC and on PS5, how much time do you think that takes? Like 5-7 seconds, somewhere in there?
Yeah, not very long at all.
Yeah, I play on PS4, and my first menu out and getting back into the game took 30 seconds. And it averages, in a game that's only RTA timed, it's I'm really thinking about switching to PC, even though I already bought the game.
Join the dark side.
I mean, it just, within 2 quit outs, I'm a minute behind. But I'm not bitter. It's still a great game, and it's been a lot of fun to learn. All right. And that puzzle, I don't think we described that one yet. Do you have terms for like the different types? We have like the torch puzzles, the weight puzzles. This one, it's more like how many of those hoops you have to line up to shoot through.
Yeah, that was a weight and hoops puzzle.
Weight and hoops.
In this one right here, we have a little interesting thing that lets us skip most of the puzzle.
Oh, right, yeah. So this is another torch puzzle, but because of the architecture and the location of the torches, you're supposed to light, I think, about 6 or 7 and constantly searching for the angle to make it to the next one. We're only going to have to light 2 because of this shortcut that you guys found.
What you do is you stand right here, jump up, and that's it.
And that hit the middle. That probably saves like 20 seconds or more.
I don't know how we found that, but we did.
Or who found it.
I actually don't know who found that one.
Shout outs to whoever found it.
It's a pretty old trick.
Yeah, that's true. And again, since this is pathless, there's so many ways to make it from A to B, and you're doing one of the fun ones, which is...
This one is so weird, but
yeah,
super cool.
Whoop. Just abusing the architecture of this tower to make it up to this next plateau instead of going all the way around. And then, ooh. Oh, and we just got a great display of how the boss likes to hop around and find you. Oh, it's like...
It's too close, yeah.
That was so close.
I have a donation here from somebody who might have found some of this tech. A second. We have a $25 donation from Polecats that says, "Good luck on your run, May. Sorry for dropping so much tech a week before GDQ."
Yeah, shout out to Polecats, though.
Shout out to Polecats. Good timing, too, Polecats. You ate one of my quotes of Woody there. We got a lot to go. A lot of time to go, though. All right, now where are we headed? Because this was kind of hidden.
We're going to this big tree right here.
Yeah, so some of these Talismans are hidden in simple or some of those light stones are hidden in simple puzzles. Some of them are in really complex puzzles. Unfortunately, those take a long time, so we won't get to see them here. So if you're like a puzzle platformer lover like I am, you're gonna adore playing this game if you haven't yet. And then some are just kind of hiding, like this one. I'd imagine there's a number of people who were trying to go for getting every single light stone on the level, and that tree one was the last one they found.
Yeah.
Because you can't even see it glowing sometimes from certain angles. But these plateaus are so massive. What % of the game would you say we're actually getting to see in this run where we're not even getting half of the light stones in each area?
Just a tiny, tiny sliver of the game. This game is absolutely massive. It's definitely one of the most impressive indie games I've ever seen.
I keep forgetting it's an indie game. All right, here we go. There's a snake in my boots. Can you talk about that glowing thing on your left? What's that?
Those are little spirit orbs. They contain dialogue from the people. It's basically like their last words before they died, which is pretty grim, but there's a lot of lore to be found in those. That's one of the main ways this game delivers you lore.
Yeah. Some of them are just kind of like quick and sad, like tell mom I love her. But you learn, like, as you read them, you learn there are kind of different factions among these people, and there was a war that broke out, and there were people who really believed in what the Godslayer was doing, and people who were just following out of fear, and people who were trying to fight against them. And it's just kind of neat to get the feel of the epicness of what was going on as you try and hunt down each of these soldiers and see what they had to say.
It might be a good idea later in the run if we have some time to go through the story of the Godslayer.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Also, this town ain't big enough for the two of us.
And this is going to be the last tower.
All right, and this tall one is called
Sorrow.
Sorrow.
His curse form, big. I just call him a giraffe.
Giraffe.
But he's supposed to be like a dinosaur.
Yeah, more like a brontosaurus. I see giraffe too, though.
This one is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, this fight is particularly unique. Unlike most of the others where it's a lot of direct combat with the monster with the tall one after the chase phase, with this one there's going to be some really cool interactions with the environment, which again reminds me a bit of Shadow of the Colossus, where interacting with the environment sometimes is what helps you defeat the bosses. Good music again. Be quiet
The
for a
double
bit.
bass here is so nice.
I'm under the impression that you've listened to this soundtrack once or twice. Is that correct?
I'd be putting it mildly.
Did you say you listen to it every day?
Almost.
Oh, nice. So you cut off when it slams its feet and does the blast on the ground. Now, each of them does a different sort of defensive measure after the first part of the chase phase when they take off again. Which one do you find to be the hardest to avoid?
Either this one or Kumo's.
Oh, right. So this one hits like the ground and then it does a circle blast.
Yeah.
The hitbox for the actual hitting the ground isn't too hard to avoid, but that blast, at some point, you're going to get close enough to it that the blast is going to be behind you, and you're just going to have to do a blind jump as the ring passes beneath you from behind.
For this one, eventually, you just got to know the timing of exactly.
Look at that.
Just
That's
like
so cool. Good
you
job.
got to know the timing of when exactly to jump. Even then.
Wow, that was great. Combining it with jumping over the river there. You're making it look easy, but this is not easy.
I got hit, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Get him, Pumpkin. All right, phase 1, mild claps. Mild claps.
Mild.
Gotta pace yourself. This is a little long speed run. Make sure to use some hand lotion every once in a while.
The drums here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorrow was the god of war.
Was there a reason you waited for a particular moment to shoot that second one when it was already open?
No, I just opened and shot as soon as I could.
Okay.
I just have to wait for the indicator to show that I can shoot it. Has to wait to pop up.
All right, so Sorrow's really mad because he's lost some of his power and
Yep.
is asking the,
Now he's gonna cheat and
yeah, come on.
get some power from the God Slayer.
I hope you like red, because we're putting red on our red.
So there's actually a really hard timing right here. Let's see if I can get it.
All right, this is self-explanatory. I'll just let you focus. Right here. Oh, it's good. Oh!
I got it.
All right. I'll save my quotes for the tower. I'm into this right now. So yeah, we're taking away the power-ups. Oh, well done. Normally, casually, all of these take way more cycles as it's like hitting you and you're trying to be super careful not to get hit. One more to go.
The final stage of this fight is
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be bananas.
It's quite a treat to look at.
One of the things I love about the Pathless is the way it combines so many things from the other games that they've made in a unique way. So if you've ever played Journey, this feels very similar to close to the end of the snow level, except it's flame instead, where you're trying to avoid the wind gusts. Just to see them employ that same mechanic in such different way is so cool, so creative. Is it over?
Nope.
Nope. Oh, this part, so cool. Oh, nice job sneaking that shot in.
Whoa.
What was that camera shift? Did that just happen to you? That was weird.
That was a little camera glitch. But
Yeah.
there you go. That's Sorrow.
Yay! Good job. And we're gonna see what Sorrow's true form is. Yay! Komodo dragon? What do you think?
My brain just goes big lizard.
Okay. I've been watching too much Wildcrats with my daughter. That's my problem. So we've got another lengthy trek to the next plateau area. It's another good time for donations.
Yeah, so we got a lot of bird names here that I can go through.
Yes.
Yes.
So we got a $25 donation from Uncle Catman that says, that bird looks like a Tobias to me. We have $15 from Storm Spirit that says, I'd call my bird Sergeant Squeakers.
I like that name.
We have a $12.31 donation from Matt Advance that says, just woke up and looking forward to another day of GDQ. Best of luck, May, on those absolutely gorgeous games. Oh, and I would 100% name the bird Ricky B Dog just to mess with my friend and college roommate that introduced me to GDQ. We have a $10 donation from Knuckles saying, love this game. As a matter of fact, I love all the games that are made and published by Annapurna Interactive. Good luck to the runner. When I played this game, I named my bird Zazu. Hope you know where that came from. I think Woody would know where that came from.
Yes.
We have a $25 donation from The Sound Defense saying, after watching how the bird helps you out in your adventure, I think the most appropriate name is Kazooie. Good luck on the ride.
Oh, those two are good. Zazu and Kazooie are good.
We have a $25 donation from Glasgow Cerberus saying, I named the bird Hannah because, as we all know, Hannah spelled backwards is race car.
I agree.
We do have a $25 donation from Hypestivisor. I probably pronounced it wrong. I apologize. This game is so beautiful, I had to donate. Thanks to MaeTheDKC for showing it to us. And we also have a $5 donation, which is a question from Schrawl. So you're saying there's a chance of bird pets?
There is a chance.
Is there a chance? Twitch chat's been good. I've been watching, so...
Been good?
Yeah, they've been
All right.
good. So
Okay.
I think they deserve some bird pets.
Let's do it. You see the bird, you pet the bird.
Yeah!
Yay! I like how the bird's head kind of follows your hand, like where you go. You can also interact with the other wildlife in this game. If you're running past animals that start like in the direction they're running, and you do some skill shots especially, they'll start to keep up with you. There's actually a trophy for having, I think, 6 animals at the same time running along with you. It's really cute. All right, so what's this area we're entering?
This is the Great Plains. This is where the goddess Nimu lives.
You know, I don't think we mentioned it, but you probably just noticed from watching the game. Each time we defeat one of the tall ones, we get an extra flap from the bird. Which again, reminds me a lot of Journey, how as you collect the symbols in Journey, it gives you more flaps. I wonder if we'll see any other nods to Abzu in here. I've been mentioning Journey a lot. What do you think?
Hee hee. That's what I think.
May comments with the mischievous laugh, and I'm all for it. All right, new type of puzzle. What do we call this one?
This is the combination puzzle.
Combo puzzle. Oh yeah, like a combination safe. I like it.
So Nimu has become this crazy-looking Hydra beast.
Mm-hmm. So we're hitting those first ones once, we're hitting the second ones twice, and it matches up the symbol there on those towers with the ones below, and that frees that light stone, which will now follow us. You just say Nimu, you don't say Nimue?
Yeah, I say Nimu. I've heard both, though.
I like Nimue because then I can start singing in the jungle. Nimue, Nimue.
That's very true.
On the Great Plains, the massive Great Plains, the hunter hunts today. Nimue, Nimue.
That might be the song.
That might be this. So we're still trying to figure out what my parody song for the Pathless will be, since I try to make one for every game I speedrun. And I've also promised to make one for you for your stream.
Let's see if she'll be nice.
So does Nimue like to pop in front in this particular place sometimes?
Yep.
We'll see. There's some RNG to it, but it also tends to end up being predictable. Sometimes you're like, yeah, but we knew that was gonna happen. How's that?
It's great. Luck is on my
Yay.
side today.
All right. I remember this one being one of the areas where they're getting the way a lot. There's more hoop puzzles. All right, now, Nimue is behind you, but fortunately, if you're running away, like directly away from a tall one as they chase you, you won't have to menu out. You'll be able to get enough distance where they don't pursue anymore. You're off the radar for the moment. Gosh, this music just like kicks in at certain moments, and it always surprises me, but it takes my breath away. It's so good.
Did we run away well enough? I think we did.
Yay!
Oh, I see it.
You know what I think? Somebody poison the water hole.
That's actually very appropriate for this
Yeah.
plateau.
Yeah. We're cleansing all of these lands. They've all been poisoned. Wow.
Now we turn around and do, I'm gonna need to menu.
Yeah, because go ahead and explain what you're doing here. This next trick is really, really cool.
This next trick is one of the hardest things we do in this game. You have to jump from here, glide above this little dark area, and land in a tiny little corner to land right next to the light stone.
Right, because inside that cloud, Pumpkin cannot flap.
Yep.
And so we're trying to avoid doing some platforming to reach that spot.
This one is also really hard to do in the rain, so let's see what we can do.
Oh,
Damn.
perfect. Good job. That was really, really good.
And we wait for that to pop, and then we menu so we don't have to pet the eagle. I know, I'm sorry.
We did it earlier, but yeah.
I just want to jump in here right quick and just remind everybody, we want to hear what you'd name your bird. So please get your donations in the next break. We'll tell everybody what you said.
All right, this is a good place to see what the soldiers have to say.
Maybe we'll just say hi to one.
Yeah, there's one in particular that's my favorite, and that'll be the one we talk to.
All right. I believe it is this one right here.
Let's see.
Nope.
No, we're gonna find it. I thought it was
Here it is. I knew my path might end here, but I wish the Pathfinder put more effort into solving the puzzle. Yep.
I just love that. It's like just using us as cannon fodder to trigger the traps instead of actually trying to solve the puzzles. That's so great.
It's like, this path thing is great and all, but like, come on, man.
Stop being so lazy. This one I wasn't as familiar with. I'd like to join your posse, boys, but first I'm gonna sing a little song.
Oh, that was like perfectly timed.
Oh, well, thank you. All our rehearsing has paid off.
And now we just have one more puzzle and tower on this one. Now would be a good time for some donations.
All right, well, we have a $25 donation from Pumpkin with just some happy bird sounds.
I love it.
We have an $8 donation from Grandpa saying, we're super happy and proud to see you on here. You're doing such a good job, even though none of us have any idea what's happening. We think the bird should be named Rat God from Grandpa, Friend Buddy, and the rest of the Discord server.
Oh.
We have a $25 donation from Kita saying, ever since I was a child playing Pokemon, I've always named my bird companions Pancake.
Another P one. I've had this. P tends to be a letter that people like to use for naming their bird.
I think in the community we got like pumpkin, pickles, pepperjack,
Peanut.
peanut. Yeah.
Yeah, this one doesn't begin with a P. The donator does. Piccolo113 donated $25 and said, in honor of my new favorite bird met in the Witcher books, I would name the bird Field Marshal Windbag.
Lots of good ideas.
Remember, y'all, keep your donations coming in and let us know what you would name your bird in the Pathless.
All right, we got all the light stones we need, right? We're headed to the final tower.
Yep.
And what's the name of this tall one again in this area?
This one is named Nemu.
Oh yeah, I was singing the song earlier. Wow, short memory. I'm down to my last Woody quote. So for those of you who are tired of it, this is lit, I promise. Don't tune out. We got to get this wagon train moving. Just put my notebook over here.
And that is the conclusion of an era.
Oh, the camera shake with the roar. Nice touch.
This chase sequence is personally my favorite because mostly the music.
Mm-hmm. All right. We'll let the music play for a while. I love the woodwind here.
I believe this is a bamboo flute.
Austin Wintory, you evil genius. So versatile. Like, this music is so different from Journey and Abzu. Gosh, but it's still so good. Side. See what kind of defensive measures we get here. We're trying to do skill shots to keep up on this one, right?
Yes.
Which is really tough. These ones kind of heat seek on you, so you can't just get out of the way easily all the time with these shots. All right, that's first phase. Some golf claps. Now we get to the phase that casually was by far the hardest and most frustrating for me. And it shows you that there are, well, if you're bad at it like I was, it shows you that there are penalties for getting hit. Even though you can't die, you can get knocked out of the arena and it will reset the whole phase. So these Hydra have different types of attacks that they do, and you've just got to be able to read the body language to do it well. May, you've done this how many times now?
Probably hundreds of times.
Hundreds of times, so you just do it instinctively. All right, that's the first. And there's a thing called the Nimue skip. We didn't set that up this time, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you want to explain that?
So there's this really, really weird thing that happens. We have no idea why, but if you play through the Nimue boss fight from a save and then start a new run, this upcoming phase of the fight gets completely skipped. And it's just a minute of time off.
But we're gonna go ahead, we'll see that phase, and this will be the end of phase 2. 2 heads are better than 1, and 7 are better than 4, I guess. And these are random, right? Like the order that these attacks go in. Somewhat?
Somewhat, I think.
I've never seen 2 swipes in a row. All
Me
right.
neither, actually.
Huh. And so even though there were 7, you still only had to hit 4. Oh, we're back! You have to do it again. Oh.
This one you have to
Least favorite.
go.
Yeah, while avoiding the flames on the floor as well.
Yep.
And as you hit these heads, if they hit you after you've done some progress, heads will grow back and you'll lose time.
Yeah. You cannot mess up on this one.
But again, you'd be skipping all of this whole phase, both parts of it. All right.
Pumpkin, there she goes.
So that was kind of phase 2, and now we're into phase 3. So phase 2, yay! Good job with that too. That was perfect. You didn't get hit a single time. Unlike me.
You'll get there.
I will.
Now this one is just a game of avoiding the giant fire lasers.
Yes, I feel embarrassed for Nimue here to have all of those heads and still miss you. Like none of them's coming in from an angle to do any good. Really intimidating looking though. Almost there. Well done. And caca. And now it's phase 3. I hope there are a lot of cacaws in chat, because that was a really epic moment for Pickles. Pumpkin. Penelope.
Squeaker.
Rat King, what was the other one?
Rat God.
Rat God. Some reason that made me think of like the flying rats from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. If you could do a mod where that was your bird, that would be so cool. And this one's true form?
Just a snake.
A snake. Like a cobra. All right, and so that's the 3 big plateau areas that we did. That opens up the next section, and it also opens up more time for donations as we have another journey to make.
Absolutely. Once again, we are soliciting donations of what you would name your bird here in the Pathless. We have a $5 donation from Anonymous that says, I would name the bird Eagly. $5 from Marchilin saying, I think I'd name my bird something distinguished, like Robert. We have a $25 donation from Agent P saying, I'd name my bird Marahoot after the eagle from Rescuers Down Under.
Oh, that's a good one.
Love this run. I'd never heard of this game before, and it is beautiful.
And it's on sale.
We have a $5 donation from Ishala saying, just started Legends Arceus and named my Rowlet Ike, but seems I need to stop immediately and go play Pathless because this awesome run is making it so enticing.
And again, there's so much to explore and enjoy about the game that you're not seeing. And for a casual playthrough, it's still great, even if you watch this full run. Although I might encourage you to stop watching before the final parts, if you don't want to be spoiled. Would you say that, May? You'd probably just say, no, watch my whole run. What are you thinking? Sancho, get off the couch. Stop being selfless. This is our time to shine.
And I do have a $25 donation from Hex Flareheart, which this makes me regret asking. I would name this burb Goose. Honk.
All right, so here we're coming up on a place where we can skip a cutscene, but May, out of the generosity of your heart, you've decided to not skip it so we can see the narrative here.
Yeah, this cutscene that we would skip has a super important narrative point. So I think it would, for the benefit of everyone, it would be nice to see.
Right. So normally you go off to the right and find a place where you land on the mountain and run up the side to avoid the cutscene. And it's a good thing to avoid in the any percent anyways, because in this cutscene we're also going to lose a flap, and you avoid losing that flap.
Kivator, Kiva Shazu, Jajike.
Kebo Karakiva Pao Shuba Jajita Jibasaki.
So this is a fight you're meant to lose.
Shuba Jazai Tabaja Jatu Habu Shuba Tan Saki Tashdesha Chavan Tan Shazo Sahil Javasha Chavatan Semba Sahil Igu Sha Chaji Torba Chikabu Chake Mazaze Shazu
Oh, stop.
Sahil Masazu Kashe Tor Masazu Sahil
K.
Jaji Shuba Chicago Kivator Boktu Kebo Kara Kiva Chitor Fatuka Jaji Shazu Vamasazor Bokara Sahil Voktu Masa Shiva Igu Kebizam Ji Sahil Voktu Masa Oshaso Jaji Sazu Masake.
So that cutscene does a good job of showing the motivation of the Godslayer.
Yeah, and I think on this next level, I can take some time to explain.
Ooh, please do.
where he came from and how he got to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. But first we gotta make sure Pumpkin's okay.
Or Pumpkin's making sure we're okay.
Oh, mutual. Now, since you lost a flap, is that gonna make this harder?
A little bit, but it's not going to be too bad.
Okay. Not at your skill level.
Her youngest, strongest child, this one is. And right here we have some time for donations.
All right, we got some more bird names here. We have a $5 donation from Ewan saying, I'm crocheting while I watch this wonderful run, so I would name the bird Pico after a fun little crochet stitch. And we have a $5 donation from ND saying, Austin Wintory is one of my favorite video game composers, and Giant Squid makes some of the most visually stunning games I know of. Good afternoon from Israel, and I would name the bird Hunji.
They're gravitating towards these P names. I love it.
Lots of P names.
We have a $5 donation from Bees saying, hooray for May, hooray for May, hooray for May, you got this. And we also have a $50 donation from Zero Crates saying, what a beautiful game, thank you for playing. We have a $5 donation from Anonymous saying, I was going to say Athena, but it is not an owl, so it should be Altair instead, because it means eagle. And we have a $10 donation from Lemon Carrots saying, I would name my bird Traveler in honor of the Journey inspiration for this game.
Oh, I like that. Great job landing right on the weight, by the way. That was really cool. So that was different from the way we would enter the level, right? If we'd done the skip. So your path is going to be different here a little bit.
Just a little.
Uh-huh.
So that's Kumo. He's just a monstrosity.
Too many appendages, if you ask me.
And this is the Mountain Tundra. It's easily, to me, it's my favorite level in this game. It's huge. It's
got some great puzzles in it that we won't see. It's got this new type of shot thing that like shoots you up in the air when you hit it too. It doesn't just give you a boost. See? So cool. Another combo puzzle here.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Were you trying to get a double shot there without dropping?
Yeah.
All right, not gonna lie, on my first time trying to run this game, I did the combos and I was like, sweet, I'm out of here. And I forgot you actually have to go down to get the light stone. And then when I didn't have enough, I was confused. Or when it didn't follow me, I was like, wait, what's going on? All right. So sometimes this tall one gets in the way for me right here. How about you? Because you're on a much faster pace as we head left.
Well, usually in the cutscene skip, if you time it at the right time, he usually doesn't get in the way right here, but it looks like we're good for now. All right, I'm going to try and sneak in an explanation of the Godslayer real quick. So the Godslayer, he started as this person who lived and grew up on this island, and he was thrown in a prison in the Forest Plateau for his ideology. But he was super charismatic, like incredibly charismatic, and he attracted a lot of people to his cause, and he took on the name of the Pathfinder. After he did that, his followers broke him out of the prison, and they ended up waging war on the island. And so he moved his way up the island. He got something called the Mask of the Ancients, which was supposed to let him see the world as the Tall Ones do. But when he put the mask on, he saw nothing and had a bit of a meltdown.
He was expecting illumination, expecting the path, the way to be revealed to him.
Yeah. Yep, and he found nothing. So at that point, he decided that he had to make his own for everyone to follow. He made his way up to the mountain tundra and took a weapon called the Sun Sword. And at that time, he realized that in order to create his one true path, he had to destroy the gods, the old guard, basically. And so he took on the name of Godslayer, climbed his way back down the plateaus, and slayed every single god and cursed the land. After that happened, lots of time passed. Many hunters sent from afar come to the island to try and stop him, and they all fail. And we play as the last one.
I was really concerned the cloud was going to start chasing you as you did that, right when it was just sitting right behind you.
So that's the story of the Godslayer.
It's a good story. It's always compelling when you have a villain who believes in what they're doing and isn't just like, ha, I'm evil.
Whoa. Did you see how I hit the wall there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I do it all the time.
It's a little bit tight with 3 flaps, but it's fine.
Yeah, you still got it. That was great.
So yeah, I love the Godslayer. I think he's a great villain, and his motivations make sense in the game world, and everything is super great. However, we are now on a mission to take him down.
Woohoo, and we are getting super close. We've got 1 light stone left and 1 more tall one. Uh-oh.
I actually don't know if that's going to get
I know, because it's like right below you. This will be interesting.
We'll see what happens.
Can it rise up to chase you?
I don't believe it can.
This is so cool and so
Whoa.
weird at the same time. I've never seen this.
I've
This is
never
beautiful.
seen this before either.
What? That like sea of red from above?
It is chasing me.
Oh, no! Get out of there!
I'm trying. No, it's going to get me.
Ah.
At this point, there's nothing I can do. I just have to...
Well, that was still really cool. I mean, as far as like that has never happened before, I love that you tried that instead of just playing it safe. And now we get to see what these stealth missions are like and how they really do eat up so much time. So thank you, Mae. That
Except
was
I'm
really
going to
cool.
try and get spotted immediately to save time.
Oh, okay. Well, I take back everything I said.
Hey, I'm right here.
Hey.
I'm right,
Hey.
right here.
Hey. Oh, okay. There we go.
So that's what happens if you get spotted.
Knocks you back.
Your goal in those sections is to make your way back to the eagle. Oh, you guys are going to like this.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. What do we have to do here? Menu out?
No, I'm going to pet the eagle. No, wait. In a little bit.
Actually, you don't need to do it yet.
Not right now.
Because the eagle already loses its powers in this clouded area, so...
In this... Yep, but...
We'll still pet it.
I've
You
made
made a promise.
I've made a promise
You
now.
have to
It'll
be
happen.
a person of your word now.
So this is one of the dark puzzles, one of, I think, only 2 that we do in this game,
yeah.
where you don't have the eagle to help you.
Oh, that was nice.
Do that. Do that.
Oh, good job.
That was great. And now we can pet the eagle.
Yay.
What do you do when you see an animal in a video game?
You try and pet it.
You pet it.
That gets more cheers than when you beat the boss. And I can't blame them for it.
Look.
Oh, the snuggles. And there's different little animations that happen afterwards. The snuggle's the cutest one, though. And that's the final light stone.
For now.
Oh, we've only done 1 tower?
Yeah.
Ah, look at me sounding so confident.
Oh my gosh, Kumo is just always in my way. I'm gonna go.
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and menu here. I'm not gonna risk it this time.
Oh, I like this puzzle. So it's a torch puzzle that also involves rings, but you have to defrost the rings.
Yep.
Like how they find different variations on the different puzzle mechanics, and the most complicated ones will like blend all of it together. Torches, weights, loops, all in one like nice puzzle area.
I like to stand right here for a second to get some flaps back, and then we keep going. And there is one more puzzle in this run, just one more.
And how many light stones are we not getting through this run?
So many.
All right, I'll do the math if you can just tell, like, so we don't do 9 in each area, is that correct?
9 total. No, wait, 6, 12, 18.
Like, how many more would you have to collect? Because there's a way where if you collect all the light stones in one area, you can get like an extra power from you get an extra flap and an extra power from the tall one of that area. One of them like makes you fly faster, one of them makes you run faster when you hit targets.
Yeah, I think that the number is 9 because there's 12 in the Forest Plateau and there's 15 in the other 3.
So 9 times 4. So we're not doing 36 light stones. Like that's a whole lot of game we haven't played.
There is a category that
Oh, yeah.
we do that involves getting all of them, but I haven't tried it yet.
No, it's not, yeah. We're still trying to build the community. I bet you there will be people who would eat it up though, because it's a lot of optimization to be done in that category.
So now we're coming up on the last puzzle of the game here. It's also one of the most complex.
Oh yeah, but we found a little shortcut to it, and by we, I mean everyone else before I started playing the game.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set this up first.
So this one has like these mirrors that will ricochet your arrow in different directions. Twing.
And now we move this one right here to this specific spot.
So we're gonna, it's in a position where we can use it one way, but it will be out of the way for that other shot.
Just like that.
Really well done. Yeah, good job with that placement. Yeah, I really liked this puzzle.
Uh-oh.
That's a good recovery
That was a good recovery. And that was the last puzzle of the game.
for the run. But aren't there like, we still find optimizations all the time, and some people choose to do different puzzles from the ones you chose, right? You're like trying to do a balancing act of what's most directly on the way, but also which ones take the least time to access.
Yeah. This game is very open routing-wise still, I would say.
It's almost like it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Maybe think about it for a moment.
Yeah, it's I can't think of a good word for it. It's like there's not a clear path. I don't know. I got nothing. There's probably a really clever way to say something at this moment, and it's just escaping me. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. There's a snake in my boots.
You have to do it for the last one.
Yeah. Should have gone with poison the water hole, though. That was more of the theme.
There you go. That's the final tower of this game.
And this boss is called
Kumo.
Kumo.
This is a pretty tough chase, so I'm
Yeah.
going to be focusing.
All right, I'll let you focus. Yeah, for the final boss, they really want to ratchet up the tension, and both with the chase itself and with how much work you have to do to defeat the boss in the second phase. Second and third phase.
You can see him down there.
Oh, yeah. We see you. I like how it shoots like this anti-air stuff if when you stay in the air too long. Start shooting these missiles at you. Pew, pew, pew. As someone with less skill, one thing I appreciate about this chase is that you're still in the tundra, winter tundra, and so even though there's all this flame around, the rivers aren't frozen, so you don't have to, or the rivers are frozen, so you don't have to hop over them. Gosh, the sound effects for this boss. Like that, it's got a different animation to the way it runs too. It's more of this like hoppy gallop.
Now he can summon meteors from the sky,
Yeah,
which is very scary.
as you do.
As one does on a normal Tuesday.
Yeah. For you, it's Armageddon. For me, it's just another Tuesday. Good job. Get him, Pumpkin.
Yeah,
Phase one
Pumpkin.
done. Final golf clap here. Good job with that chase. Love this music.
Now we gotta start dodging meteors again.
Counterintuitive to a casual playthrough is like how many times you want to be like super up close to the boss so the arrow doesn't have as far to travel, so the fight goes faster. You'd think we're done, but no, this boss is extra tough. Ugh, love that attack. I love how it just flame charges itself before these attacks. Ah, power up. Still not done.
And there you go.
Woohoo! Great job. That was so smooth. Really great job.
And his true form is
Chicken.
chicken. Eagles like my bird brethren.
A chipmunk? A bear.
He's a bear.
I like how they all give a snuggle to the their youngest sibling. All right, so we have now made it possible for us to go up to the floating island. We've got quite a long ways to go to get there this time, don't we? So time for more donations.
Absolutely. If you're just joining us, you're watching Summer Games Done Quick 2022. Everybody names their bird something different here in the Pathless. So while we've been soliciting donations, telling us what you would name your bird, Grandpa donated $5 saying, "Go May, and you speed that run. Proud of you, and I know you're going to kill it. Wink wonk." I want to name the bird Birdly. We have a $5 donation from Rat God saying, "I second naming the bird Rat God personally. I'd name mine Ham or Cheese or something. I don't know. Love you, May. We are all so proud of you. Wishing you the best of luck on this run." We have a $5 donation from Verlaine, another P1 here. "I'd name my bird Pesto. Same name I used for Chicory, a colorful tail."
Oh, that's good.
We have a $5 donation from Heidi Diablo saying, "Longtime watcher, first-time donator. Massive shout out to all the teams working to make this an amazing experience. I would name the bird Sir Eagles." We have a $25 donation from Kronbear saying, "I would name my burb Frightful from a great gem of a book I read as a kid called My Side of the Mountain." And we have a $10 donation from John Metzger saying, "I'd name the bird Floodwing."
Nice.
All right.
Oh, a pig made its way up the stairs with you. I'd never seen that before. It really wanted to follow you all the way.
All right. Since we're not going to get the chance again, I got one last thing.
I think so. I think this
I
merits.
think we got to do it one last time.
One more time.
Pet the bird.
Yay!
She's been a good girl this whole run. We love her. All right.
I'm still geeking out about you sailing over that cloud earlier. That was just so awesome.
That was really cool. I've never seen anything like that before. And now
nice.
off we go into the finale of this game. Let's do this.
Now we just got some sailing to watch as we make our way there physically. Austin Wintry always does such a good job of using vocalists in his soundtracks.
Yeah.
I loved that. That's so good.
And I think we're gonna have time for one more donation here.
All right, well, we have a $10 donation from Silver Ryu saying, I named my bird Ava. I love this game so much.
Maybe one more.
We have a $50 donation from Braindrop saying, awesome game and runner. Thanks, GDQ.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, how are we gonna get... Oh, no. We lost our bow. Oh. I don't even know what hubris means.
Me neither, to be honest. That's okay.
I think it means like humility.
You're not gonna like what you see next.
Oh. We have one of those games where it attaches you to somebody, you know? I love how expressive they make the eyes when you don't get to see the rest of the face. You can still really feel the emotion in the hunter here. All right, can you explain what you'll be doing here to try and speed this up, or you
This
probably
is-
know it better than I do?
This is what we call the stealth section. And here what I'm going to do is approach these little covers in a very specific way to avoid a stumbling animation to save time. And there's very specific order to how we do this. So we want to get noticed by the bird here, then walk into this corner.
Good job.
This is very hard, by the way.
Yeah. Right, because most of the region under there, it's stepping into that region that triggers you stumbling because you're hurt, and then it takes you a while to recover. It really loses several seconds each time it happens.
You don't want to get noticed here, but if you do, it's not the end of the world.
I like this music too. Come on, birdie.
And then you want to get noticed here. Looks like I got into the stumble there.
Oh, yeah. So, it wasn't too bad, though.
I might get hit on my way up here.
You think you'll just go for cover as opposed to trying to hit the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if you can make it.
Oh,
gosh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, gosh. That was like 2 steps away.
oh no.
All right,
It's
well,
okay.
That would be killer when you're like on a PB pace and you did this smoothly the other time. It really doesn't lose us too much time overall in the run, but that was
like
pretty
I-
epically close.
Like I said, this is very difficult to pull off.
Yeah.
And now I'm just gonna stumble in here. This is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, so you stumble and you breathe for a second before you can even move again, which was why we weren't able to make it to that from the other one.
And that's the stealth section.
Woohoo! And now this little segment here really reminds me of Underground from Journey. Phew. Looks like it's gonna hit you, but it's scripted to not, as you slide.
So remember when I hee-heed earlier?
Yeah, as I keep referencing Journey and saying, well, doesn't this game have anything that will remind us of Abzu as well? Wait, now this is just straight copy and paste.
Yes, it is.
This is Abzu now. I love that they did it, though.
And here are our four tall ones that we rescued. They are here for us now.
Here they are to power us with their spirit energy. This will be an obscure reference for some, but it reminds me of the movie Hot Rod, when Andy Samberg has to jump a bunch of buses and different spirit animals like give him the power to do it. We're gonna see something so similar to that, and yeah, it's awesome. A little more dramatic and powerful here, I think.
Kivator. Jajitan maza bo kiva. Shuvatan sahil.
Oh, look at the anger in the hunter's eyes right there.
Release the eagle from your curse.
So good.
Because she bonded with that eagle for so long, it's probably so... And now it's finally time that we fight the Godslayer.
You know, I think it takes guts to challenge somebody who's just casually levitating in a Indian stance. There's some RNG to these attacks, correct? So
Yes.
it will change how fast you can... Because you have to dodge a certain number of attacks, and then after certain attacks, you get hit. Come on, give us something we can hit. All right, there we go. We'll be doing this for a little while. Yeah, we like that one better, right?
Yes.
Perfect, that was good. Good RNG on that one. Now, this is really epic. Unfortunately for the Godslayer, his attack takes way too long to power up.
Yeah.
Way too long.
I've actually never waited to see what would happen there.
Let's not do it this run.
Let's not do it this run, yep. And now we get attacked by the eagle, which is very, very sad. Every single moment in this game is so cinematic.
Yeah, it really is. And now come towards us, thank you.
Sashuma, Sakil Maza.
Yay, that was fast. Oh, sweet, 2 in a row like that? That's nice.
Yeah, that was good.
And here we go with another power-up. You even have to hit them twice this time, and you still have time to do it all. Phew. That's the second tower. Pumpkin, no! And now we have to hit them 3 times each. Godslayer does not learn this is not their best attack. All right, good job. That's phase 1. It's over, right?
right?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. And this is a great callback to the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So this right here is actually pretty difficult because you have no idea. It doesn't tell you where you're supposed to go initially. So you just kind of have to guess. It's the same direction every time, but there's no like markers or anything.
Yeah,
to
there's
show
no
you where to
visual
go.
cues of any kind, yeah. So we're just making ourselves in the general direction of, there it is. That wasn't too bad.
Not bad.
An angle.
And this part of the game just reflects on everything you've gone through. Not bad.
Yeah. I mean, my first playthrough, I think I picked the opposite direction for every single one of these. I think that's their intention, though, is for you to spend a lot of time wandering through here.
But we don't want that.
No, not on a speed run, but it's definitely like the calm before the storm, the final storm.
You were tested, you endured.
You're a baller. Oh, that's not what they said there, I forgot. You are a go-getter.
Whoa.
Oh, what? That was so strange.
I've
That
never
was
done
ridiculous.
that before. That was perfect.
That was like to the degree.
Wow. That's insane.
All right, do it again. Close enough. Oh, it's the
And that's exactly who you think it is.
rat god.
Rat God.
I liked Pico the most because Pico's also the Spanish word for beak, and I once named a bear Pico Bear when I was 2 years old. So,
All right, let's just sit back and appreciate this amazing scene.
and now we're ready.
Let's do this.
Now we have the power to actually, just as the Godslayer gained immortality. Terrible timing, right? Caw. This fight is so enjoyable. Are there any tricks here to doing this part faster?
You can shoot one of them twice.
Ah, there you go. So this bow is called the moon bow, right?
Yes.
You see all these like crescent moon things like with each shot. It's just so gorgeous. There's so much going on visually here. So much to enjoy. It's one eye down. Closing in on time. May I let you say it?
Almost there. And time.
Woo. Great job, May. Great run. We went a little overestimate, but that's because you chose to allow us to see the full Nimue fight, and you let us watch that whole cutscene that we normally skip. So that was really your generosity of allowing us to enjoy the game as opposed to, just wanting to get the best time, which we really, really appreciate. You were awesome, and you did a great job, and I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here and commentating with me.
Vaigu mazavaktusu. Jahaz tansenva. Vokara sur jasenva. Sifiru mazukesha.
As the clouds disappear and the whole world is sunny again.
We did it. Find your own path. That's the takeaway. You also show the toll it took on the hunter's body to do all of that and to absorb all those curses, and it's really cool.
Jajis azufara. Suja torso.
Do you get a different ending here if you do all the light stones?
I won't talk about that.
Oh.
And that is the Pathless.
Yay, good job. And where can we find you, May?
MaeTheDKC on Twitch and Twitter. And also shout out to the Giant Squid Speedruns Discord. If you're interested in running this game, you can find us over there. That's where we all share our tips and we help each other out.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's give it up one more time for May. Ice gave us a $10 donation saying, for a game named The Pathless, we sure saw some great pathing. Kudos to the runners. I agree. I think it's time to take a quick break, take in what we just experienced, and we will be right back. Don't close that tab. You are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2022. I'm pleased to share a $10,000 donation from the Yeti saying, hey all, Yeti here. Day 2 has begun. We're so excited to share that with your support from orders, we've raised $30,000 total. Thank you. We'd like to give a huge shout out to all of our artists for contributing their designs this year. Thank you, Byron, Miski, Chris, Kevin, Natasha, Mikoto, Drew, Logan, D-Zone, JMV, Tiffany, and Mark. Those designs are amazing. You should go to theyeti.com and see those. We just wrapped up the Pathless. We've still got some donations from that. We have a $10 donation from Newbie Cake saying, Pathless is a game I've had sitting on my game shelf for a while now, waiting to be platinumed. After watching Mae's run, I'm 100% getting on that now. Keep up the amazing work, everyone. Y'all are great. You're great. And we have a $25 donation from Vidya saying, I'd named the bird Harvey because it's the bird, man. You all get that, right? I got it. I see what you did there. We have a $5 donation from Bort saying, had to join the $5 train from the waiting room music alone. You guys have chosen a stellar soundtrack to jam out to while working and watching. Love to you all, love to Doctors Without Borders, and I hope everyone stays happy, healthy, and safe for the years to come. This is actually my first time doing this in person, and being able to hear the music is great up here. So chat, Twitch chat, I want to talk to you real quick. Are you an Amazon Prime member? Because if you are, you get one free Prime Gaming sub on Twitch a month. And if you haven't used yours yet for this month, why don't you use it on the Games Done Quick channel? All revenue after taxes from bits and subscriptions that the Games Done Quick channel receives from June 15th to July 15th will also be given to Doctors Without Borders. So let's see those Prime subs come into Twitch chat. We have a $10 donation from Badoofs saying, my favorite part of GDQ is watching that donation number go up. Doing my part to make it go up just a little bit more. The donation counter has gone over $163,000. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I also wanted to point out that some bid wars have opened up, it looks like, and some people have already donated to those. So if you want something to incentivize you to donate, you can choose which game from Mega Man The Wily Wars. You can choose either Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 3. Or you can choose the language for the audio of Yakuza Like a Dragon. You can choose either English or Japanese. That run is tomorrow. Also, we have an incentive for Ico. You can get the secret mace. If we raise $5,000, the secret mace will be gotten. We've only raised $35 for that, but it really just opened. So you got some time. That needs $5,000 total. Remember, when you make your donation, after you put in the amount, you select the incentive. You can select multiple incentives. We have a $10 donation from Zigurk saying, take my money. Okay. We have a $25 donation from Linear saying, comment? No comment. Thank you for the comment. We have a $25 donation from Mr. Popo saying, it's a good morning for speed running. It's always a good morning for speed running. We have a $20 donation from Karibi saying, good morning, GDQ. Let's see that FNAF run later. What are they talking about? The bonus game, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, raised almost $17,000 out of the $90,000 needed to add that to the schedule and make GDQ last even longer. We have a $20 donation from Box Socks 82 saying, for 10 years, I've enjoyed GDQ and all the good it's done. With love and well wishes, I'm cheering on another 10 years of speedrunning. Thank you to all the staff and runners. We have a $20 donation from George saying, I love games done quick. Thanks for doing it every year. We love you too, George. The crowd loves you too, George. We have a $250 donation from Brian S. saying, must get higher, speed run that total. We have a $25 donation from Comic Man saying, here's to another wonderful GDQ. And now we are going to go to an interview. Keizaron is going to be talking to Doctors Without Borders. Keys, what you got for us?
Hello, Summer Games Done Quick 2022. I am Keizaron, or Steven, and I'm joined by Quinn Zimmerman, the logistics manager of Doctors Without Borders. Quinn, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Glad to be here, and really nice to be with all of you.
So I'd love to know the origin story of Quinn. Like what got you into MSF? What got you started prior to that? What your goals and ambitions? You know, what do you like long walks on the beach? Give me the skinny.
Long walks on the beach are good, but I'm usually more the type that'll just go for a swim if I'm there.
Sure.
Yeah. So I started with MSF in 2019. Currently, I'm in Gaza on my third deployment with MSF for our humanitarian mission here in Gaza and Palestine. And before that, I was in Peru and Kenya. And then before MSF, I've been doing the international humanitarian career since 2010, following the earthquake in Haiti.
Okay, so I want to kind of go through that a little backwards. So what you just said, followed by what you mentioned prior. So since 2010, you've been part of humanitarian efforts. What got you into being involved in a space like this?
I think partly I'm just drawn to work that I find is meaningful and means something to me that is more than just kind of, doing my own thing. Obviously, that's part of it too. I don't think I would do it if I didn't enjoy it. But it's nice to be involved in something that feels like you're trying to make a difference, sometimes more than others. But and also, I was raised internationally. I was born and raised abroad in Mexico and bounced around a lot as a kid. So traveling and being in different cultures is just kind of in the blood. And yeah, I was working actually in the tech sector in Silicon Valley for Yelp when it was still a startup before the earthquake in Haiti, and when that happened, I had always wanted to move into this work and transition. So I decided, hey, now's the time. And I had a bit of money saved up and I just went to start volunteering in Haiti. And that's how my career with this all started. So, yeah.
It's kind of awesome to hear just how worldly you are with all the travel you've done. I'm a military brat myself, so it's always cool to hear, there's always other people that get to move around the world like that too.
That was my dad. My
Yeah?
dad was a military brat, so that's where I got it from. He was not in the military, but my
Sure.
grandfather was a career Air Force man, so he moved
Yeah,
around a lot.
my father was also Air Force. You kind of just have it in your blood that you just want to move around a lot. And what an awesome way for you to take advantage of that while also just providing a lot of good to the world. You mentioned you're on a mission right now. Could you kind of break down like what happens during these missions?
Sure. I mean, every mission obviously is quite different. One of the things you'll learn quickly if you stay in the humanitarian sector is that every country, every context is quite different than another. But here in Gaza, obviously one of the more complicated political situations in the world, and one of the places that MSF has really been focused for a long time. On this mission, we're running clinics to support the local population with just a wider range of medical activities, focusing a lot on burns and helping young children that have been injured or burned. We do some trauma stuff. We do some psychosocial support. Obviously, this Gaza can be intense. It can be very calm, and then it can escalate overnight into a full-fledged war where you see giant buildings getting bombed and falling to the ground, like last year in 2021 when that happened. So it's kind of a volatile context, and the people here, I think, are appreciative of the fact that they have a place where they can go if they need medical or psychosocial support. MSF is really committed to that.
Now, as mentioned at the beginning, you are the logistics manager. So what do you personally do whenever you are on missions, or just for MSF in general? Like, give me the best 2-minute answer that you can.
Okay, so MSF is a medical organization, but logistics is what makes everything kind of happen so that the medical teams can do their job. So we're in charge of making sure there's a place where the hospital can be put, that there's electricity, that there's clean water, that there's vehicles or transportation, or in the really complicated missions where there's no roads, we'll use helicopters, we'll use planes, I was just on a training with a friend who's in South Sudan. They're so remote that the only way to get there is by boat on rivers. So all of that is logistics. It all goes into supporting the medical teams so that they have the places and the resources when they need them, all the pharmacy supplies and everything like that, to be able to do their job. So my job as a logistics manager is to make sure that I'm aware of what the medical teams need, and I'm able to organize the resources available to me and to my teams. It's certainly not just me, the national staff, especially on all of our projects, are kind of the heart and soul of what we do, that we can all, work well to support the doctors and the nurses and the counselors and all the other medical staff to do what they need to do.
Okay, I want to put you on the spot a little bit here. I know that every mission that you're involved in is extremely important, but what would you say is probably I guess fun's not the right word, but probably the most impactful mission that you've taken part to date? Like for you personally, not just what you were doing, but was there somewhere that the location was somewhere you always wanted to go, or did you learn a new life lesson from somewhere else?
Yeah, so with MSF, there was two, and Gaza's becoming one, but I've only been here for a month, and to really understand it takes longer. So for me in Gaza, I feel it's still a little early to know, but when I was doing the Peru mission in 2021, that was a COVID emergency response mission. Peru was suffering the highest mortality of any place in the world at the time, and it was affecting people that you wouldn't normally think would be killed by COVID: young pregnant women, healthy people our age or younger. So being able to go there and see that, the reality of that, and be able to make an impact there with our programming was quite meaningful. And then honestly, I loved my mission. My first mission with MSF was in Nairobi. We worked in a slum called Mathare, which is the second largest slum in Nairobi. It's roughly 500,000 people. If you were to see pictures of it, it would really kind of shock you. But it seems kind of scary and intimidating. But as soon as you would put on the MSF, the kind of the white MSF vest that is kind of distinctive, and walk into the slums, the people were the nicest people. They were so welcoming. They were really appreciative of what we were doing. Again, like Gaza, we had been there for like 20 years, so everybody knew us. and just incredibly warm, being invited in to try the food and just get to know a bit of the lives of these people that nobody would think to go and visit because just the nature of where they live seems so scary. That was also quite meaningful. And even before I joined MSF in Haiti in 2010, following the earthquake, that was a huge disaster. And that's when I first noticed MSF. I was with another smaller organization, but we were going very remote to address cholera. If you remember, there was a cholera outbreak in Haiti out of nowhere. They hadn't had cholera there in like a century or something. So it caught the country completely off guard, and thousands and thousands of people were dying. We would go really remote to provide water filtration because that's the main way people get cholera is contaminated water. And it was the only other teams I ever saw out that far, driving up dry riverbanks and trying to time it so that you would not hit when the rain came, because you'd be stuck in the river with the river rising with the rain. Like really remote. Was the only other people we ever saw out there were the MSF teams with the white vests and doing really good work. So those are the ones that really stick out to me, I think. But there's a lot, honestly. If you do this work, some of it's more subtle, just the people you get to work with, the national staff you get to meet, hearing some of the stories. I mean, I never thought that I would get to go to Gaza, especially as an American. It's a somewhat sensitive context for us. And people here are quite excited to talk to somebody from, I'm from New York and California. I grew up in California, but I've lived in New York a lot. Lots of questions about that. So little things like that aren't necessarily dramatic, huge medical humanitarian interventions can also be really meaningful.
Now, a couple more questions before I go ahead and let you go. One, I just want to remind everyone that Summer Games Done Quick does benefit Doctors Without Borders. Could you kind of give everyone a quick recap of what the dollars help go towards?
Absolutely. So we're very lucky, and I just want to say absolutely before we even talk about this, a giant thank you to all of our donors, to Games Done Quick, to all the speedrunners. You guys have raised a huge amount of money for us, and it's incredible. It lets us run some of our programs almost completely on what was raised by you guys. So that's a really quite an accomplishment. So big shout out to all you guys. So 85% of the money that we raise goes straight to our programming, which means that, like I said, if I need a vehicle to be able to take patients that are way out in the middle of nowhere to a hospital, it will help us with that. If we have critical cases where we have to evacuate patients with more complicated means, or if the doctors need to be able to find a hard to find drug to be able to make the medical activities happen, or big vaccination campaigns. There's a whole bunch of different things, but at the end of the day, we always prioritize trying to go where the need is the highest, and really addressing people that are in pretty tough situations, refugee camps in the middle of conflict zones. We're in Syria, we're in Afghanistan. Even when people leave, when other groups start to pull out, MSF oftentimes will stay there. We wouldn't be able to do any of that work without the support from our donors and from the people that care about the work that we're doing. So big thank you to all of you. I'm here doing it, but I can tell you this, like, if you guys weren't doing what you're doing, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So we're a team, and I appreciate it.
Now, one last question, and I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. You did mention before we started doing this interview that you actually have played games, and that's kind of exciting for me to hear. So I got to know,
yes.
top 3 games and why.
Okay, single player, Mass Effect 2, unbelievable.
Oh my God, you're my
that
friend
like
now. We are friends.
Space. That's like playing a space soap opera of the highest caliber. I was enthralled by that game. I see that Mass Effect, the original, is on the speed run. Good luck with that. Another fantastic game, although the second one was better. And just because I'm competitive, I'm not super competitive in real life, but I take it out online. Old school Counter-Strike, the modification for Half-Life, the OG Counter-Strike, OG Unreal Tournament, Team Fortress 2, and the original MMO, in my opinion, Ultima Online. All of those games, very close to my heart. And when I was a little kid, the Ultima series on Super Nintendo and Nintendo NES. So shout out to the OG games.
See, you were already a super cool person to me, and then you started with Mass Effect 2. I was not prepared for that at all. So now you are my favorite person on the planet.
They just released the Legendary Edition. I got to download that. There's some downtime
It's
on occasion, and
it's very good. It is very
yeah,
good
I
when
gotta
you
check it out.
get a chance to play it, definitely. But thank you so much for taking time out of your day to kind of inform the masses what's going on and talking to me. I really appreciate it. It's always awesome to hear just how impactful the dollars to these charities are, and to actually see the people that work for them and hearing their stories. So thank you very much, Quinn. We really appreciate hearing from you. Reminder, everyone, I'm Keizaron. This is Quinn. Hope you all have a lovely time. Have fun watching the speedruns, and we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you so much for that interview. Those interviews with MSF, they're always so great. And everybody I've met from MSF, they're also really, really great. And I'm super proud to be part of this. We have a $5 donation from Connecticut saying, I had never seen the Pathless before, and now it's the first GDQ game that's going straight onto my wish list. Donate and let everyone know what games you discovered through this show. And I totally encourage you to do that for the next host, because this is it for me for today. I will be back tomorrow for that Yakuza Like a Dragon run that we've already got some bid war incentive going on. So I look forward to seeing you then. But we've got Brutal Mellow coming up next to do something absolutely historic, and I'm going to let him tell you about that. But please stick around. It's going to be amazing today. Thanks.